It's March 18th, 2021. Hope you're taking your electrolyte capsules and you're recovering from an awesome day yesterday, because it's Coinbase Day. Let's go. So today is the big day, finally, after all these years. Today is Coinbase Day. Rejoice. So trading is supposed to commence at or after 9 a.m. today Pacific, right? California time. I think it was Coinbase recently decided. I think they decided in their filing for their IPO that they are a global company without a headquarters. That's great, but they are still going off California time. So 9 a.m. Trading pairs, we've covered this before, but just as a reminder, the trading pairs are going to be ADA USD, ADA BTC, ADA Euro, and ADA Pound. So that's the way it's starting out. It's starting out just on Coinbase Pro, but I think the historical pattern has been that things start on Coinbase Pro and then eventually they move over to Coinbase, the pure retail site that has no order book, the regular side of Coinbase. So that's happening today. I know this is a big day for everybody in Cardano. This is something we've looked forward to for years. So congratulations to everybody on that. That's probably going to be the biggest thing going on for the rest of this week. Everybody watching to see, is the Coinbase effect still a thing? How big a thing is it? Is it going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news thing? Or is this going to have some kind of lasting effect? On this channel, we're only interested in the progression of technology and developments in the Cardano space and what's actually going on. So we're just going to think about it in those terms, and it is still important in those terms. A lot of people who are casually or tangentially in crypto only have Coinbase accounts, and that's probably a much bigger slice of people than the people who might have Binance or Kraken accounts, at least in the West, right? Could be Kraken obviously has super strong ties to Europe, and Binance, is kind of a little bit of a global exchange. So different story elsewhere. But in North America, for sure, Coinbase is going to be a big deal as far as mainstream adoption of Cardano. So we'll see how that goes the rest of this week. We'll keep close tabs on that. So here's another conclusion to a long saga. Charles finally got the blue check mark. So if you don't know, the blue check mark in Twitter just means that Twitter is verifying you're who you say you are. Like if you're a famous guy named, John Edwards, and there's 50 million other John Edwards, only the famous one gets the check mark, right? So this is a big deal because of all the scams that go on in our space. A lot of people pretend to be the founders of projects, guys like Charles, and they trick people into sending them crypto with promises like, hey, I'm distributing a bunch of ADA. If you'll send me 1 ADA, I'll send you, 10 for every one you send me, that kind of thing. So it's pretty sad and tragic for the people this happens to. Don't send anybody ADA who reaches out to you on the web. Just don't send anybody any ADA. But if you're listening to this little video, you're probably not one of those people who's in danger of that. So blue check mark for Charles. I would imagine that when Charles got that blue check mark, the level of excitement on his part was probably frightening. Like, if he was out tending to his llamas, it probably scared the llamas. That's probably how excited he was. This next bit of news, number 3, is kind of interesting. I think for purposes of mainstream adoption, it's also important to keep track of public perception of Cardano, right? Even if all of us on the inside of the Cardano community, even if we know what's going on in Cardano and how big things are about to get, it's also good to know what people on the outside are seeing, and this item is about that. So, the biggest crypto YouTuber has kind of a co-host, right? Who's sort of one of those off-camera guys, kind of like the Jamie on Rogan's podcast. And so this crypto YouTuber asked his sidekick guy there, "Hey, do you still have faith in Ethereum as the number one smart contract platform coin?" And that sidekick's response, I think, was a little bit telling as to sort of the larger crypto space's perception of Cardano, because that particular podcast has always been super strongly supportive of Ethereum, like, a billion other YouTube channels. So another indication of mainstream adoption is this next item number 4. Apparently even septuagenarians are getting in on Cardano. Is that septuagenarian? I don't know how the hell you pronounce that, but we've got 76-year-olds buying Cardano. I don't know if this fellow just discovered Cardano on his own, if a relative got him into it, but he looks fucking stoked that he just bought Cardano. I hope this is a real post. This guy actually bought Cardano, and somebody didn't just take like a picture of their grandpa and say that he bought Cardano. But this looks real to me. This guy looks super fucking stoked that he just bought Cardano. So I hope he achieves all of his goals, whether it was to make money or just to be part of bleeding edge technology. I hope he achieves all of his goals. Those are all of our topics for today. I hope everybody had a great day yesterday, enjoyed St. Patrick's Day, and I think we're gonna have fun the rest of this week watching what goes down after this big Coinbase listing, because I think a lot of things are gonna start moving. It might be no coincidence that we got the Coinbase listing, and the very next day Charles gets a blue check mark finally on Twitter. But I think this might be the beginning of a new era in Cardano, at least as far as mainstream adoption goes, and the march of technological progress within the project will just keep going like all of us on the inside have always known it would. All right, see you tomorrow.